very, very concerned about Hurricane Milton. We are just coming off of Hurricane Helene, getting back up on our feet, but we need to take Milton seriously. The trajectory is still directly towards Tampa Bay, maybe a bit to the south, but you know how those predictions are. They are predictions. The interstate is just about at a standstill, so people are evacuating. The evacuation notice has been given for Hillsborough County. So please prepare quickly and get out of the city. What we have said before still holds true. You hide from the wind and run from the water, and you don't have to run far. You don't have to go to another state. You just have to get to higher ground. But this is going to be an event like none other. Helene was mostly a water event for us. This is going to be wind, water, storm surge, rain, you name it. It's going to bring everything towards our community. We're doing all that we can. As you all know, we work very well together here in Hillsborough County. We're doing everything that we can to keep you safe, but there is a level of responsibility. With this hurricane, we can avoid any loss of life if people listen and you evacuate, especially from that predicted storm surge. We are doing all that we can to get this household debris up off the streets. Unfortunately, we've run out of time and we won't be able to get the yard waste up. So do what you can to bring that into the garage, secure it in some way, whatever fashion you can. We've got the sandbag areas open for everyone as well. The storm shelters, my good friend Commissioner Cohen is here. He's going to talk about a lot of the things that the county is doing. But again, federal, state, local, we are all working together to make sure that you are safe. But heed those warnings and listen, get out as quickly as you can. Do not wait. Now, there's a lot of misinformation going around, and Archie will talk about this from TECO. Information saying that TECO is going to shut off the electricity, city's shutting off the water. None of that is happening. So pay attention to the reliable sources of information. City of Tampa, we couldn't have made it any easier. Text Tampa Ready to 888-777 for real-time information, and Tampa Lista to 888-777 for those alerts in Spanish. Again, we're here for you. Do your part and we'll all be safe. Now, it is an honor for us to have the administrator of FEMA here. She has ridden around with us and looked at some of the harder hit areas in the city of Tampa and has brought the resources to our community. FEMA has been on the ground when we need them, and we couldn't ask for a better administrator. So I will bring Administrator Criswell up here to give some briefings. Thank you.
Mayor, thank you very much. I just want to reiterate to start out that Hurricane Milton is a Category 5 storm. It is a serious storm. It is going to bring life-threatening storm surge to many communities. And while you look at the cone of the storm, I want you to remember that the cone is just one part of the risk that we see. The cone is telling you where the strongest winds are going to be. I need you to also look at where the storm surge is expected to be up to, I believe, 12 feet right now, Mayor. Listen to what the mayor said. It was really encouraging to see people already starting to evacuate. We do not have to have any loss of life as a result of this storm, because all you need to do is go to higher ground into a safer location until the storm passes. Then once we find out what the status is of your home and the neighborhoods, we can work on what that longer term need might be. I just want to say that we already have over 500 FEMA personnel and other federal partners on the ground that have been supporting the response to Hurricane Helene across Florida. And we have several hundred more that have been supporting the previous hurricanes. I think this is the 4th or 5th hurricane in the last 3 years to take a direct hit on the western coast of Florida. So we have a lot of personnel that we are redirecting to be able to support initial response needs for this event, for Hurricane Milton. We're moving additional resources into the area, though, as well. We're bringing in search and rescue assets from the Coast Guard and the Air Force. We're bringing in our own urban search and rescue teams, Department of Interior. They'll all be available to support people as this storm continues to pass. My goal would be, though, that you all evacuate, and I don't have to use those resources, but we will have them here so we can help support this. We're also bringing in our National Incident Management Team that's based right here in Tampa to support the mayor and her team as the storm passes, to keep that line of communication open, and so we can move those resources into places that will be the most needed. We're also bringing in additional Health and Human Services assets to help with any hospital-related needs, Army Corps of Engineers to support any generators that might be needed following the storm to get these critical facilities up and running. I'll just finish really quick because there's a lot of speakers here, and I just want to say, unfortunately, I have had to work with Governor DeSantis and Director Guthrie too many times on storm response. But I can tell you that they know what to do. They are very good at responding to this, and it gives me great confidence to know that you will be in good hands. With that, I think I'm bringing up Representative Kathy Castor.
Well, thank you to FEMA Administrator Criswell for coming here to Tampa, and thank you, Mayor Castor, for your strong leadership at this very difficult time. We have never had this kind of double whammy for our Tampa Bay neighbors, and it's very serious right now. To heed the warnings about evacuation and have your plan ready to go. But Administrator Criswell, I want to thank you for on behalf of all of the federal partners who have been engaged from before Helene and that storm surge swamped our neighborhoods across the Tampa Bay area. I think I've had about 5 conference calls that are FEMA led, and I want to assure everyone that folks at the local level, at the state level, and at the federal level are working together to keep everyone safe. Administrator Criswell, thank you for having your FEMA agents out on the ground as we were responding to the devastation of Hurricane Helene. People are hearing the message to go to disasterassistance.gov. I've seen the FEMA agents out talking with neighbors to make sure that they get the emergency assistance that they need, and that assistance is arriving. I understand that they're still here today as Hurricane Milton approaches, but they are going to be, they need to stay safe as well. This is, I think as Mayor Jane would tell you, for those of us who have grown up here across the Tampa Bay area, this is the most serious storm we have ever seen. Very rarely do they come in directly from the west, and while our neighborhoods were swamped from storm surge, Helene didn't bring much rain. It didn't bring a lot of wind, but now with this storm, it looks like we're going to have the surge with the wind and the rain all at the same time. So this is very serious. If you do not have your evacuation plan now, you need to make that plan. If you're in that zone A, you need to be departing now. And I want a special message on behalf of older neighbors who you know who are homebound, who have special needs, who may have a disability. Please go to their home and connect them with folks who can keep them safe, a family member or the city or the county officials that can get them at least into an emergency shelter. This is a loving and caring community, but it's incumbent upon all of us to make sure that our neighbors stay safe. And I'm going to turn it over now to Hillsborough County Commissioner Harry Cohen.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman, and that is an excellent segue to what I'm going to talk about. This is a very resilient and caring community, and if ever we have needed to care for our neighbors and family and friends, it is at this moment when we must heed these evacuation orders and take all of this very, very seriously. The county remains under a state of local emergency with a mandatory evacuation for both Zone A and Zone B. That includes all mobile homes and manufactured homes across Hillsborough County. Residents in those areas should evacuate and be in a safe location by 7 a.m. Wednesday, October 9th. That does not mean to begin to evacuate by Wednesday, October 9th. It means to be where you're going by Wednesday, October 9th. Residents should know their evacuation zone. If you do not know your evacuation zone, go to hcfl.gov/staysafe to find it. You can also find comprehensive information about storm preparation and recovery there. And while on this page, you can register for HCFL Alert, Hillsborough County's official public notification system for emergency and urgent alerts. Residents in evacuation zone who require transportation should call the HC Storm Information and Helpline at 833-HC-STORM or 833-427-8676. Again, it's 833-HC-STORM. This storm is forecast to bring significant threats, including storm surge, heavy wind, and severe flooding. As a result, we have opened shelters across Hillsborough County. There are 9 of them, 6 of which are general population, and 3 for special needs individuals. I'm going to read out where those locations are, as well as whether or not they take pets, so that you can plan accordingly as you make your way over the coming days. General population shelters that are pet friendly are at Burnett Middle School in Seffner, Durant High School in Plant City, Middleton High School in Tampa, Shields Middle School in Ruskin, and Sickles High School in Tampa. General population no pet shelter at Pizzo Elementary School in Tampa. Special needs only, which are also pet-friendly shelters, at Irwin Technical College on Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, Sumner High School in Riverview, and Strawberry Crest High School in Dover. Hillsborough County employees and our partners are doing an outstanding job during this storm, and I cannot thank them, the board, and Administrator Bonnie Wise for all of their leadership and support and hard work. However, all Hillsborough County offices and facilities, except for designated solid waste sites, will be closed starting Tuesday, October 8th and into Wednesday, October 9th. This includes libraries, parks, recreation centers, everything other than designated solid waste sites. Now, Hillsborough County solid waste sites are going to continue to collect debris from Hurricane Helene ahead of Milton. The county has mobilized all available resources to expedite storm debris removal from affected residential neighborhoods. To further support the effort, the county has launched a 24-hour temporary debris drop-off site at its resource recovery facility located at 350 North Falkenberg Road, where anybody can drop off many types of debris. For more information about the types of debris that are accepted, go to hcfl.gov/solid waste. 3 Hillsborough County Community Collection Centers are offering extended hours today and tomorrow. The 3 locations will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. today and tomorrow, Tuesday, October 8th. These locations are at the Northwest County Solid Waste Facility on Linebaugh Avenue in Tampa, Hillsborough Heights Solid Waste Facility in Seffner, and the South County Solid Waste Facility in Gibsonton. All 3 of these locations will accept residential yard waste and wood disposal, as well as household items, including furniture, couches, chairs, tables, mattresses, washers, and anything else that remains given what we've all been through from Hurricane Helene. I also want to close by taking a moment to discuss electric vehicles. In addition to the gas savings and environmental perks, for owners in flood-prone areas, there are important things to know to protect your vehicle and your property. Most important, never drive through floodwater. Water and EV batteries don't mix. Water will damage the battery and can lead to a dangerous battery fire. The mayor was talking this morning about people that we know who lost their home to an EV fire during Hurricane Helene. Let's not see a repeat of those types of instances. It was very, very tragic and takes resources to fight these fires, and I believe there were like 37 of them throughout the county in the last event. So please make sure to properly secure your electric vehicle and get that out of harm's way as well. Again, thank you very much, and stay safe, everybody. Your neighbors in Hillsborough County care about you, and we want to all get through this together. Thank you. think I'm turning it over to Brigadier General Clayton. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Humbled and honored to be standing shoulder to shoulder with our partners from FEMA, state and local authorities preparing for Hurricane Milton. The Department of Defense, through U.S. Northern Command, is working with the services to identify and prepare the types of capabilities that may likely be requested to ensure rapid response if requested in support of FEMA and the state. Supporting federal agencies in the aftermath of disasters is a fundamental part of U.S. Northcom's mission. We stand ready to assist FEMA and other agencies in response to Hurricane Milton, ensuring rapid and coordinated relief efforts for the affected communities. While our teams continue to assist with recovery operations following Hurricane Helene, we are equally prepared to respond to the potential devastation from Hurricane Milton. This demonstrates the resilience and readiness of U.S. Northcom and our ability to manage multiple crises simultaneously. U.S. Northcom has year-round partnerships with federal, state, local, and tribal agencies. We provide specialized military capabilities that are often unavailable through other federal or private agencies, ensuring the right resources are mobilized quickly and effectively. Our nation's resilience is built on strong interagency cooperation. U.S. Northcom's collaborative response efforts alongside FEMA and local authorities underscore the national capability to recover and support communities facing catastrophic events. U.S. Northcom has well-established contingency plans in place for natural disasters. These plans ensure that our homeland defense mission continues uninterrupted, ensuring we're always ready to meet evolving challenges. We extend our sympathies to those in the path of Hurricane Milton and encourage everyone to stay informed and follow the guidance of local and state authorities to ensure their safety. U.S. Northcom remains committed to supporting the response as needed. Thank you, and I'll hand it off to the fire chief.
Thank you. You know, we've been talking about hurricanes since hurricane season began, which was June 1st. Now it's time to take those plans and put them in actions. Do not get complacent. Take this storm very seriously. Please, please evacuate. As everyone has stated, Hurricane Helene came in and presented a lot of different challenges. Hurricane Milton is headed on the same path. So we want everyone to be safe. As we talk about the hurricanes, we know 911 is there to assist you, but just remember, when the storm gets to a point of causing a lot of hazards for the first responders, we will not be able to respond. We don't want to see this happen. We don't want any casualties from Hurricane Milton. So we're asking everyone to please take heed to the local, state, federal guidelines, information that's presented. We've been talking about electrical vehicles. I know TECO have information on their website to assist with people who are leaving their home and make sure that you turn your power out securely. So it's a lot of information out here for everyone. We want everyone to be safe. That's why we continue to pass out the good messages, the information, so everyone will be equipped with what they need. Before we be presented with Milton, which we know that's coming soon, we want you all to know that we care about each and every one of you. That's exactly why we continue to work with the partners. From the FEMA to the state, we have requested additional resources to be presented for post-storm. So once again, take heed to the information that's been presented to you all. We want everyone to stay safe, and God bless. Now, Chief Burkle.
This is the storm of the century, and we need to be preparing for this storm. And I know everybody's recovering from the previous hurricane, but I want you to know that we want everybody to be safe. But if you stay in an evacuation zone, I can't promise you that you'll be safe. And I can't promise you that I'm going to send my officers out and put their lives at risk during the peak of the storm. You must evacuate now. This morning, I was out with platoons of my officers going door to door, and there was an elderly individual who lives on Davis Islands. He was in his 90s, and he did not want to evacuate. And we spoke with him, and we're going to follow up with him tomorrow. But I'm very concerned that if he doesn't evacuate, or anybody like him, that they will not survive the storm. Please take heed to these warnings. There's so many people out here that are evacuating. You can see it on the streets, but tomorrow it could be worse. Don't wait for tomorrow, go today. It's a mandatory evacuation for a reason. We want everybody to stay safe. And please, please do not put first responders in jeopardy because you failed to take action. And I do have a TICO representative here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Storm preparation really is a time for good communication, strong partnerships, trust, and firm and calm leadership. And that unity of mission is really what you see in spades here today. The city working with the county, working with the state, working with FEMA, working with the government, and community partners like TICO. We know we have an important role to play in this as well. It feels like we just finished dealing with Hurricane Helene, and here we go again. And I will simply say that at TICO, right now we have assembled, we've got committed 3,800 workers who are coming in from out of state that are being marshaled to our north and will be brought into our service territory as soon as it's safe for them to come in. At this point, that is the largest team we have ever assembled for hurricane response. That gives you an indication of just kind of the damage that we are anticipating from this system. The mayor has mentioned this already, that there are a lot of rumors swirling around the TICO plans to de-energize certain parts of the downtown system or other low-lying geographies. That is patently false. We have no plans to shut off either gas or electricity in advance of the storm. It's not something we did with Helene, even though we experienced record-setting surge, and it's not something we are anticipating doing in advance of this system. I will tell you that at TICO we understand how important what we do is for both our customers and our community. It's a responsibility that we take very, very seriously. We operate a strong and resilient grid. We have a great group of committed employees. We prepare for hurricanes year-round. We have the resources that we need, but for this storm, for Hurricane Milton, given its size and where it might make landfall, customers should expect that there will be more outages, and they will be lengthier outages than we've experienced recently with Helene or with Debbie or some of the storms that we've had over the past couple of years. This one definitely feels different. I've been here now for 7 or 8 different hurricanes, and this one, as one of the previous speakers said, this one is on a track to cause significant damage to our geography. We implore customers who are in low-lying areas to evacuate. We ask for your patience. Given what we're about to deal with, we apologize in advance for that, but please understand, TICO will work 24/7 to restore power as quickly as possible, as soon as we can get our resources out there following the passage of the storm. Thank you all very much. Passing it on to Maribel Garrett.
Buenas tardes, Maribel Garrett para la ciudad de Tampa. Estamos aquí nuevamente preparándonos para una nueva tormenta. Estábamos ya casi al borde de culminar nuestros trabajos con el huracán Helene, y aquí estamos esperando un huracán que se espera sea una categoría 5. Lo más importante a este momento es que estemos preparados. No podemos recalcar esto más. Es importante que las personas que están en zonas bajas, en casas prefabricadas, zonas A y B, que si no han hecho los preparativos para salir de estas zonas, de sus hogares, el momento es ahora. No podemos esperar a mañana, y definitivamente no podemos esperar al miércoles en la mañana para tomar estas decisiones. El momento de desarrollar el plan es ahora. Tenemos todavía que asegurarnos de que cualquier tipo de escombros que tenemos alrededor de nuestros hogares, si es posible que los lleven a los centros o a las estaciones de recogido de basura, pueden hacerlo. De otra forma, asegúrenlo para que no se convierta en un proyectil para los vecinos. Además de esto, los centros de distribución de arena todavía están disponibles hasta las 7 de la noche del día de hoy. Tenemos el centro de Himes y el centro de Al Barnes, como dije, disponibles hasta las 7 de la noche. Los garajes van a estar gratuitamente proveyendo servicios a partir de las 5 de la tarde de esta tarde, y esto es para evitar que las personas que tengan autos, tal vez sean autos eléctricos o que estén en una área de inundación, puedan traer estos carros a áreas un poco más seguras. Los parques y todas las actividades de la ciudad de Tampa han sido suspendidos a partir de hoy lunes, y la ciudad de Tampa, las oficinas de la ciudad de Tampa permanecen cerradas a partir de mañana. Para reportar algún tipo de inundaciones, tenemos el número del 813-231-6130, repito, 813-231-6130, para reportar a la policía de Tampa en el número de emergencia. Como pueden ver aquí, tenemos un equipo tanto del condado, de la ciudad, el estatal, tenemos el representantes de FEMA, tenemos todos los equipos necesarios para proveer la ayuda que necesitemos según nos preparamos para el paso del huracán Milton, pero es importante que los residentes de la ciudad de Tampa tomen sus precauciones y tomen acción ahora.
All right, just to underscore a couple of issues, there is gas available. I know that a number of individuals have called in about stations being out. I've been on the phone today with the director of the port, Paul Anderson, and the fuel barges have come in, and all the tanks are full. So they are distributing the fuel as we speak. So if a station is out, just go look for another station. You'll be able to find that. With the electric vehicles, we saw people lose their homes because they didn't heed the warning on the electric vehicles. City of Tampa, we've opened up all of our parking garages. You can put your cars up high and dry to ensure that they don't cause a fire. Also, this is the storm. As was just said, that this is a storm of the century. We had mandatory evacuations for Hurricane Helene, and at midnight, when that surge came in at low tide, the phones started ringing in our 911 center saying, "Come get me, the water's coming in." It cannot happen in this hurricane. I have never heard a hurricane that has in excess of 175-mile-an-hour winds. I was talking with the FEMA administrator they were talking about a Category 6. This storm is massive. So if you're having trouble evacuating, call us. We'll get you to a shelter or to wherever you need to be. But look what happened in North Carolina. They received very little warning, and they had more than 200 deaths. Everybody in Tampa Bay has been warned over and over again. You need to evacuate. This is a life and death situation. Now we'll open it up to questions, and everyone's available. You guys all good? All right. Thank you.